Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? My connection is weak. How you doing? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, let's switch over to Wi-Fi. So you might lose me for a second right here. Let's see if that makes it any stronger. I certainly hope so, although actually, how many people are on the Wi-Fi connection? The joys of us all. Okay, well, that seems to be better. Let's see. Hey, 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 guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh my gosh, there's already an angry face. Who is that angry person? And why on earth, if you're angry, are you here? Did someone force you to be here? I certainly hope not. Okay, guys, well, this is the Church of RNK. This is Rosemary, Nonny Night. And you know what? I don't even have an affirmation or anything for you today. I'm just going to be talking. Why? Because I just got to thinking about how when I was younger, okay, when I was younger, a lot younger, I had this you know how you kind of get this feeling that one day when you're a certain age, somehow everything will be sorted out. So I was always younger than every single person in the school year that I was in. So I always kind of thought that they had something on me, okay? They seemed to be a lot more calm, cool, and collected than I was, okay? The chances are that inside of them, they probably looked around at other people and thought exactly the same thing, just like adults still do to this day and age. But I used to tell myself that, oh, well, you know, when I finally am that 2 years older, I will suddenly be able to do all the stuff that these people older than me seem to be doing. It didn't work. It didn't work because I somehow thought, I'm not sure why I didn't put this in my thing. I didn't though. So I'm just going to lean back here and talk at you. And in fact, remove my charger and really just kind of get comfortable here. Share, guys. Share. That'd be great. And tell me where you're streaming in from. Let's have an actual conversation here. This isn't just me performing for you, though. Yeah, I do quite like the whole performing thing. I also quite like talking to you guys, okay? So let's have a chat. Let's have a bit of a chat here. Have you ever found yourself kind of waiting for something to happen without your input? Maybe you're waiting for that miracle to come along, or like I was waiting to suddenly get older and be able to do the older stuff that the older people used to do around me. But again, I learned fairly quickly that actually nothing changes until I change, okay? That was one of the things that I learned, even from a very young age, because I was like, I don't know what, 8, I went to boarding school at like 8. Now I look at my daughter and I think, oh my goodness, there's no way I could send her away. She's about to turn 10 and there's absolutely no way that she could be anyway away from me. My goodness, no way. And I went to boarding school when I was 8 or 9 or something. And no, boarding school was nothing fancy. All of y'all that come from Nigeria, you know what those FGGC schools were like. Basically, they were okay. It wasn't like the end of the world, but it was nothing like Mallory Towers. Did anybody else read Enid Blyton when they were in school? Because I did, basically. And I read all about the Mallory Towers and St. Clair's, and those boarding schools, they sounded so amazing. And then I'd look around at mine and think, yeah, this isn't the same thing, is it really? Basically. Now, you may not know what I'm talking about, but if you do, you do. But this is it, okay. So, I learned that if I want change, I am going to have to change. But I didn't learn the lesson at that age, no. It took me going bankrupt, okay? It took me becoming the pharmacist, working my ass off to become the pharmacist, working and realizing that I'm getting deeper and deeper into debt, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, lying in bed thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to get myself out of this mess, basically? Commented on my post. Somebody's commenting on my post. Oh Lord, it's the lady that always likes to argue with me. I wonder what she has to say to me this time. My goodness. Anyway, I'll wait until after I'm done with this to go and battle with that particular thing, if it is a battle. I shouldn't be looking at my notifications, but they come up right in front of me, for goodness sake. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes. What was I saying? I don't even remember. I got distracted by that. But ultimately, yes, okay, I became the pharmacist, worked my ass off, all of that stuff, realized that I was getting deeper and deeper into debt. And some of you as professionals or as people in work you know how that is. You start earning more money, your expenses also go up. Most people try to bury their head in the sand and try to avoid this stuff. That was exactly what I did as well. But except I couldn't. After a while, I was checking my finances, my credit card bills were high. And finally, it was 7 months pregnant or whatever, my accountant comes with a £10,000 £10,000 tax bill that I needed to somehow come up with within a month. And it's like, what? So at that point, I did go bankrupt because I felt like that was the only way. And although now I look at it and I think there probably were other ways, but you don't know what you don't know, right? But this is the thing. It was after like I went bankrupt, then 4 years after that, I finally realized that, you know what? For real, that lesson you learned when you were a young child, that unless you show up, nothing changes. It's the truth. So because then 4 years after that, I was giving birth to my daughters, but then at the same time, I was kind of working as a pharmacist, trying to just barely keep my head above water. So I was kind of doing part-time work at that time. But I wanted to home educate my children. And I suddenly realized after 4 years of being depressed in this whole feeling of I was just such a failure, selling all my personal development, thinking, oh my gosh, how am I actually going to ever, in fact, let's just forget about any dreams. Dreams happen to everybody else. For me, I just need to settle into being a pharmacist for the rest of my stinking life, basically, and just look after my daughters, okay? So that was like, that's what I thought for that 4 years, and I felt emotionless, okay? You see me all excited and happy here. I really lacked that for that 4 year period because I really did feel like a failure. And some of you have gone through that kind of stuff where you feel like you've made such a horrible mistake and there's no coming back from it. Guys, tell me where you're streaming in from, actually. I would really like to know where you're streaming in from. So tell me in the comments, okay? And I'd gone through this whole thing, and I was just burying my head in the sand, ultimately. I was trying to pretend that somehow I could just pretend I didn't need to change anything and somehow everything would just change without me. You know, you do the praying thing, and yeah, I was brought up Christian. I definitely was praying a lot. In that period of time, thankfully, I learned that Spirit absolutely adored me and loved me through and through, okay? So I had come to that recognition, so that was definitely a plus. But then at the same time, I still hadn't learned the fact that if I want the freedom, if I want the wealth, if I want the impact, then I am going to have to show up powerfully as a leader, okay? Because for a long time, even before the whole bankruptcy and everything, I kept deferring to other people's opinions about what I should be doing. I stopped thinking for myself because it was scary to take full responsibility for everything in my life, okay? It's like right now in the brain training for Deliberate Millionaires course, actually today, I was doing it because I do it alongside everybody, but I do it a few days ahead of everyone. And today, I think we were talking, or was it yesterday actually? It was all about, no one is coming. No one is coming to rescue you. And that's the thing, sometimes religion kind of gives you this idea that, oh, well, Jesus is going to come soon. I don't need to do nothing. And some of you are going to be offended a little bit by this. And maybe, but some of you are recognizing that there's just a crazy irresponsibility around that kind of thinking that says, oh, Jesus is going to come, so there's absolutely no point. And some of you don't really think about it this way, and I didn't really think about it this way, okay? There was just this kind of in the back of my head feeling that, oh, well, what's the point? The world is going to shit anyway, so and Jesus is going to come and take me away and save the day and rescue me. But when you finally realize, ooh, somebody's responding to this person I'm almost curious to figure out what is happening, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to give in. Yeah, I think that's somebody saying something on my page, and she always seems to have something negative to say about me, which is unfortunate. Oh, not negative. She's always trying to argue with me, and I don't ever want to be drawn into an unnecessary argument in my mind, basically. But anyway, this whole, waiting for a miracle to come save me. I was praying hard, where you're begging and pleading. I'm calling it prayer. And some of you still do that, you're really begging and pleading that God come and save the day and this and that. And I'm all for faith, guys, absolutely all for faith. But is that faith? Because for me, it wasn't faith, it was just desperation. It was me hoping and praying that I wouldn't have to do anything. That this big, powerful God would come and save me, and I could just stay buried in the sand. And if I prayed long and hard enough, then maybe I would just not have to do anything. I could just hide away, and somehow my life would work. It doesn't work that way. if you don't show up, there is no spiritual magic bullet. God isn't coming to save you. I mean, honey, he loves you. He loves you. But when it comes down to it, honey, Spirit is waiting for you to make the steps, to take the steps, to decide what you really want and actually start to go after it, rather than kind of hoping and praying that there'll be a gap in your life somewhere where you can fit it in, or maybe it'll just somehow be easier for you because you prayed long and hard enough. And it's like, are you serious? Really? You want to? It's not going to work that way, guys. It's not. I don't care. You may not be Christian. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian or not. If you are spiritual in some way, you're kind of hoping and praying that you won't have to figure out what regular people figure out, whatever regular people are doing these days. I do think it's harder it should be harder for regular people. But I do think that spiritual people make it harder for themselves because there is this idea in the back of your head that you don't have to do what others are doing because somehow you're going to manifest something, basically, or you're going to affirm your way to something just by speaking. But no, honey. Yes, the manifestation and the affirmations and the faith, absolutely great. But they're not going to work if you don't work. That's just the truth of it. It's like today I wrote a post on my profile, which might be what this person is responding to. I wrote a post on my profile about the fact that, because I was posting my blog post into groups, and I like to kind of try to engage with people. I'm not always great at this, but I like to try and kind of scroll through the group, see if there's something that I can answer or just encourage somebody with. So I was doing this, and there was some person talking about how, on those days when I take a break and I spend time just meditating, then my business grows. And I'm just like, oh, for goodness sake, what absolute nonsense. I know that's the dream, okay? I know that's the dream that people dream about. Oh, I'll just sit on my ass, basically my awesome butt, and just sit there. And somehow all these things will just come to me. And everything will just be awesome just because I meditated and I prayed. And I turned up at church, man, and I raised my hands to the heavens and I sang the songs, man. And now I just know the miracle is coming. Honey, the miracle comes when you show up. There is no miracle without you doing some work, okay? And this can be a really cool thing because suddenly you have a lot more control over the outcomes of your life. Whereas when you're just kind of waiting for, I don't know what, come and rescue you, you're completely dependent on, I don't know what, basically, and I don't know when this thing is going to come and happen. And it's like, really, you want your whole life to be dependent on that when you know you're born for more? When you know that you're here to accomplish great things, really? And you just want to kind of just leave it to chance? Come on now. You are born for more, right? Same as me. You get it. You are powerful. You know that you are. You know that you're called to be that leader person. And it's like, for me, before I went bankrupt, before I got all depressed and such, I was happy enough to allow people to tell me what to think, how to be, to jump through their hoops, to try and get them to give me a title, and all of that crazy nonsense that I'm so glad that I've kind of got out of my system right now. But for some of y'all, you need to do it because I was living such a passive existence. And it wasn't until I woke up, I dragged my head out of the sand. I got deliberate, which is why I'm all about living life deliberately. I got deliberate about the design of my life. What is it that I wanted? I started to write the thing out and I started to claim it. And then I also started to take incredible amounts of action. In fact, so much action, I didn't even think I was capable of it beforehand, okay? I thought I'd been working hard until I had to work hard. And then suddenly I realized, oh my gosh, this is me coming alive. This is me coming alive because, honey, inside of you is incredible power, incredible strength. You haven't even tapped the iceberg of it. Why? Because you're obeying these crazy religious rules, these family rules. This is the box that people have placed you in and you think you got to live there for the rest of your life. You're waiting for Jesus to come and save the day or some other whoever it is that you're waiting for in your particular religion. And it's like, be done with that. I'm not saying give up your religion or anything like that. What I am saying is, honey, Miracles work where you work, okay? Miracles happen on the narrow path. They don't happen on the sidewalk somewhere. They don't happen whilst you're sitting around waiting for something great to happen to you. You make this stuff happen by getting out there. Okay, there is even a Bible verse about this, about the Lord. His eyes are going all over the earth, looking for those whose hearts are turned to him or whatever. And to me, that sounds like when you are on path, honey. When you are on path doing the work that you're here to do, then the miracles come and find you. And that is definitely what I found out when I was building my businesses, that when I got off my awesome ass and actually got onto the path, the narrow path, man, that whole narrow path, you know, I used to read about this in the Bible and everything, and I used to think it's some kind of really super spiritual thing, basically. And it's not some super spiritual thing. Well, it is and it isn't. Because when I suddenly started to actually build the business that I'm here to build, okay, and build the life that I'm here to build, I realized that was the narrow path. Because a lot of people are on the broad path where they're not doing the work that they're here to do at all, okay? Instead, they're just kind of, they're just kind of waiting for the miracle to come happen, okay? And I used to do that. But now I got on the narrow path, and the narrow path, not many people get on it, okay? Because it's scary, it's narrow, it's uncomfortable. It takes them away from comfort, okay? And they don't like that. I didn't like that. Who likes that? We want to believe that we can just kind of meditate our way to wealth, meditate our way to impact, and meditate our way to freedom. You could try. It might take you longer than your lifespan, and that's the problem, okay? You can certainly try, and what you will probably find that you have to do is settle for less, okay? So as long as you're willing to settle for less, then, oh, my honey, you keep doing that. But if you want more, if you want everything, if you read my post early this morning about the fact that you know that you're born for incredible more, okay? You want the VIP experience, and at the same time, you want to impact and change people's lives whilst doing the work that you're here to do. If you want all of that, honey, miracles work where you work, okay? So you show up, then you claim the freedom, you claim the wealth, you claim the impact. It doesn't just come to you. You have to go and grab it. Yeah, you'll have to do the things, the scary things that you're not sure that you have the strength to do. Because once you start to do them, you will realize that you have the strength to do them. You will realize that actually you always had the strength to do them. But you have to get away from the comfortable place. And when you get away from the comfortable place, then you start to live the life that you're born to live. Now, diary or whatever it is that your name is, I'm sure the title of this thing was actually put there. So if you don't want to read that, don't be asking me crazy questions interrupting my flow. So, honey, so as I was saying, guys, if you want the freedom, you want the wealth, you want the impact, you want to change lives, you want to live out your purpose, you want to wake up in the morning knowing that, hey, today is going to be a great day where I get to do the work that I'm here to do. If you want to shift away from that feeling of, look at my bank account, it's not growing in the way that I want it to grow. If you want to shift away from struggle and despair that you sometimes feel because you're getting older and you're not quite living out the dreams that you're here to live, honey, it's not enough for you to sit down meditating and praying and kind of hoping and believing that somehow Jesus will come and save the day, or whoever your specific guru is. They ain't coming to save the day. They're waiting for you to step up and be the magic in your own life. Okay? And the incredible thing is this: you are incredibly capable. Incredibly capable. More capable than you even realize. And I know a lot of people say this stuff to you, especially if you're a spiritual person, you probably hear it quite a lot. But honey, seriously, you're created in the image of the divine. Whatever you want to create, you can if you will just get on the narrow path and stay on the narrow path and keep taking action over and over and over again until you reach your outcome, and refuse to settle for any less than that. You got to show up. You have to show up. This is your one life, man. You don't know whether you get another. You really don't, do you? Really? So you may as well make the most of it, don't you think? Come on now. It's like you want to build that business. You want to write those books. It's like somebody sent me this message about the fact that they're a musician. They want us to kind of do this whole music thing, and that people have deceived them and this and that, the other. Whenever anybody sends me a message like that, I'm thinking, really, they deceived you? Or you were hoping that there was some kind of miraculous thing that you didn't have to actually do any work with, and so somebody was somehow going to come and save you? No. Nobody is coming, okay? You are responsible for getting the life that you want. Even when I work with my clients, I can, guide you, I can coach you, I can kick you up the butt, but when it comes down to it, I can take a donkey to water, but I can't make you drink, okay? Because you are going to be the one that actually drinks the water. You are the one that's going to have to actually to do the work. You know what? I can do so much for my clients, but when it comes down to it, the consistency is going to be on them. It's going to be on you. And yet, by the time people actually make the decision to work with me, they're serious about moving forward because I ain't cheap, okay? So that's for sure. But this is it, guys. You can have the VIP experience. You can travel and see more of the world. You can be able to, give to charity. You can give to your family without feeling like, oh my gosh, where's the money going to come from? You can do all of that stuff. You can have the wonderful house. You can have the awesome car. You can, wake up and use your skills and to actually create wealth rather than doing something because you had to be at work at a certain time and somebody told you. You can build that life where you're free. You can have the freedom. You can have the wealth. You can have the impact. But you have to show up. You have to be willing to do what it takes until it takes. Honey, if you're scared of the word hustle, stop it. Be willing to 10x your efforts. Come on. Okay, I love that Grant Cardone. 10x everything. Be willing to 10x your efforts. Be willing to live that 10x life where literally you are pushing forward, claiming the life that is yours. And you know what? It gets easier if you are willing to do work that you actually enjoy doing rather than settling for work you don't want to do. Because it's like when people say, oh, you're always working, Rosemary. And it's like, no, I'm not actually, because I actually enjoy what I'm doing. That's the thing. It's like having this conversation with you. For some people, it's like work and, oh my gosh, I'm going to be scared. For me, it's like, okay, to begin with, there's a little bit of nervousness, like, oh my gosh, wasn't somebody starts heckling me or something? Will I be able to cope? And then it's like, I start and it's like, let's start talking. Let's just start talking, because you could be in the room with me right now and we could be having a conversation. I wish you were in the room with me right now. We could have a back and forth conversation. But nonetheless, here we are. And this is work that I love, so it doesn't feel like work. That's what I want for everyone. I know everyone can have it. That's the thing. I know abundance is your birthright, but you got to claim it, man. It doesn't just happen without you. Nothing good just happens without you. The good stuff, you do have to do some work for. But it can be work that you adore. It doesn't have to be work that makes you feel yuck. So yes. You want freedom, you want wealth, you want impact, you want to change lives, you want to do work that you absolutely adore and make a heck of a lot of money doing it. Show up. Show up powerfully. Stop waiting for some kind of miracle without your effort. The miracle works when you work, honey. Miracles are not found on the sidewalk. They're found on the path, on the narrow path. Spirit is found on the narrow path. Okay? Okay. Now, this is my invitation to you, the serious ones, the powerful ones who know they're serious and they're ready to elevate their normal. And when I say elevate your normal, it means your income, you're ready for that to elevate. You're ready to elevate the numbers of people that you're impacting. You are someone who wants to build an online business, or at least find clients and such online, okay? You are someone who is ready and fed up of playing the small game, okay? If that is you, then you need to come join us in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, okay? In the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, which is at the moment of recording this video, $9.97 a month, $9.97 a month, and it will never rise whilst you stay a member if you join in whilst it's this price, okay? Why? Because of Project 334K, because I'm absolutely committed to supporting 334,000 1,000 people to live the life that they're born to live. Why? Because it will impact the world that I live in, honey. It will impact the world that my daughters live in, and I am determined to do the work that I'm here to do, just the same as you are, okay? And and this is the thing. This is the fastest growing entrepreneurial club because I've declared it so. Okay. It is on its path to grow into immense proportions. So you want to get in there right now. Why? Because you will, for one, you get personalized support with growing your business at a very affordable investment for you. Okay. You get incredible individual support for your own thing. Literally, when you ask questions, I come in and I answer your specific questions for your specific business. If necessary, do training for your specific question to help you move forward. So there's no need for you to ever be stuck. No need for you to ever be kind of like overwhelmed with, oh, I don't know what to do next. We can help you sort it out. You're surrounded by other people all moving forward, and we are very real in that group. So there's no pretending everything is perfect. That's not the point here. The point is we're human and we want to move forward despite our humanity. Sometimes the entrepreneurs feel so alone trying to figure this stuff out. You don't have to be any longer. You can come and join us in the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club so that we can support you moving forward. But apart from all of that, there's also the sales, the marketing, the mindset training. You get access to over $3,000 worth of training when you become a member of the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. The moment you join, actually, you get access to this 8-week program, which is currently selling for $600. And you get that as part of your membership at $9.97. Okay. And what is it? It's called Get Your Message Out, Get More Customers In. You get access to that immediately. Okay. And you get to try us for at least a month or more. I don't think you'll leave if you're one of us, of course. If you're not one of us, then please God leave. Basically. But I'm all about building a community of mavericks. We know that we're born for more. We are powerful people and we're ready to move forward. And I don't want money to be the thing that gets in the way of you living the life that you're born here to live. So if you're serious about elevating your normal, if you're serious about getting the customers, the clients, the recruits, whether it's that you're doing art, whether it's that you're writing books or music, and you want to learn how to promote yourself effectively, then come into the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club, honey, because it is time you started to leave your mark on the planet, okay? No more hiding, no more waiting for, I don't know what, to come and save the day. You are the one that saves yourself, okay? You are that person. I know for some of you that is kind of slightly uncomfortable to consider because you've been taught that that's proud to think that you're powerful enough to do what you're here to do. But honey, can I just say to you, Spirit planted certain dreams and visions inside of your heart, and it didn't plant them there so that you can just kind of pretend you're not capable. Come on now. It is time you step up and become the leader that you're born to be, and the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club will absolutely help you do that. So right there is the link in the comments right there. Go and have a look at it. I have this cool new banner. I'm absolutely really excited about it. In fact, my site was hacked. Hopefully it's back. It definitely was back up before I came onto this live stream. So hopefully it's back up again because it was like, oh my gosh, where's my site gone? But it was hacked, man. But anyway, hopefully I think it's back up. Thank God for WP Curve, man. Okay, but come on. I want you to go over and join the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. Come and work with me a bit closely. Even try us out for a month. If you really... Don't lurk though. If don't come in there and lurk, but you can actually get engaged, get involved, and you will see that your business will grow. You will be doing more than you thought was possible for you. Why? Because you're now with you're in a mixture of people who are all, pushing forward, choosing to go after their big dreams and ideas, and you will want to join in, okay? It's this whole trying to do this thing on your own thing, crazy. This whole having to pay out lots of money for coaching, also crazy. So I've created this space for us, the powerful entrepreneurial leaders who know they are born for more. If that is you, RosemaryNonnyKnight.com/DM fast track, go and join in right now. It is just $9.97. Seriously, you don't even need to think about that again. $9.97, okay? Go and have a look at that. If you're in the UK, it's like, what, 8 quid? So go and have a look at it. Go and join in. Get access to all of these training programs. Get access to the group. Come into the group. Let us all move forward together, changing the world in our wake, honey. Come on. You know you want that first class life. You know you want to impact a lot of people. You know you want to go to bed knowing that you're spent. You've done the work that you're here to do. Honey, let me help you. Because I can. Okay? Okay? Are you ready to start living life deliberately? Are you ready to start claiming the life that is yours by birth? The luxurious, impactful life of significance, living out your purpose every freaking day, being closer to spirit because you're now finally doing the work that you're here to do instead of hiding away. It is time, okay? It is time. RosemaryNonnyKnight.com/DM fast track. Go and have a look at it right now. Admire my banner and then read the rest of the page, basically. And if it resonates with you, join in. Please only join if you are a deliberate millionaire at heart and you're ready to really step up and own that. If that is you, RosemaryNonnyKnight.com/DM fast track. If you are ready to start hitting those 6 figures in the coming 12 months, honey, RosemaryNonnyKnight.com/DM fast track. It is time for you to step into the leadership role that you are born to have. No more hiding behind anybody else. No more being worried and living to everybody else's agenda except yours. It is time that you did the work that you've been dreaming about doing forever, honey. Miracles work when you work. And part of that work for you right now, especially if I'm speaking right to your heart, is that you join the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club right now. It's at RosemaryNonnyKnight.com/DM fast track. Honeys, it is time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you were born to live because you absolutely want to. And this has been the Church of RNK. It is time for you to show up and claim the freedom, the impact, and the wealth that is yours. You ready? Much love. This is the month of love, man. How cool is that? Much love, and I'll speak to you soon, okay? Bye.